So welcome everybody. I am so excited to do another alumni video. This time we're going to meet Kay, and she just did my Painless course, and I want to introduce her. Hi Kay, how are you?
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Well, thank you for being here. So remind me, how did we meet? How did you come to be doing my course?
I have a really good friend by the name of Jennifer, and she had been following you and she was aware of your work. And we had dinner one night, and I was telling her about the fact that I was in constant pain. And she asked me the question, "Who are you?"
Oh, really?
And yeah, and then she told me about you, and she suggested that I join the course. There was a course coming up, and she suggested that I register, and I did, and here I am.
That's great. And could you just quickly, just briefly tell us what kind of physical, issues you were dealing with at the time?
I my dad, I'd say for the past 18 years, since I was pregnant the last time, I've had lower back pain and sciatica. So they call it sciatica or piriformis
Yeah.
syndrome. And I've had that pain pretty much ongoing every day,
Wow.
7 days a week.
Wow. For 18 years?
For 18 years, I've tried everything. I threw everything at it: physio, chiro, massage, osteopath, everything.
Right.
And it never got better.
Right. I think that's, often a common situation where a lot of my clients that I meet, they've tried, all these kind of different techniques, the traditional medical stuff, pain medications, and then trying the alternative stuff, changing diets, then we start buying things. I remember buying a massage machine, and I had the ice pack in the freezer all the time. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, so I'm so glad you did the course. It was actually, I know I advertised it as the last one I was going to do because I'm going to be moving on to doing, working with hormones. And so I wanted to do my last Painless course, and then I plan on recording that course so I can have it online for people to buy. So tell me how it was for you being on the course. What was it that helped you?
I think in the beginning, I was very confused. I really didn't know what I was getting into. But just listening to everyone's stories, listening to what you would present each week really helped me. And at the same time, I got your book, Painless, and I was reading along. So as I would attend the sessions, I would read the book.
Yay!
um, and that really helped me to have a different understanding about pain. And what really struck me was the fact when you said that we experience pain in the front of our brains,
Right.
and but acute pain, but chronic pain is somewhere in the back in the emotion where we experience emotions. I think
Yeah.
it's the amygdala.
Yeah.
And that really struck with me because part of my teaching, I teach students about the brain, and it just made so much sense as my answer. I'm gonna figure this thing out with.
Mm-hmm. So at what point did you feel your pain getting better? Was there any kind of situation, or when did you realize something was changing?
I wish I was somebody who would journal, but I think I was sitting in one of our Sunday sessions, and I thought to myself, "Oh, I forgot to take my medication this morning." I think that might have been about 3 or 4 weeks in,
Mm-hmm.
and then I noticed that I didn't have any pain, and I wasn't feeling pain, and we met in the afternoon my time, so it would have been quite some time before I should have taken it hours earlier.
Right.
So then that was the first time. And then I started just paying attention and realizing, I would just realize at some point or another during the day, sitting at my computer or walking around, that I wasn't having pain. And one thing that struck me is I'd wake up every morning and I shuffled to the bathroom like a 99-year-old lady. And one morning I was doing that. I got out of bed and I'm shuffling along and I'm like, okay, why are you doing that? Like there's you don't have pain in your body. Why are you doing that? So
Wow.
that was so very interesting as well. And I still wake up in the morning often and shuffle. And then I have
It's a
to
bad habit.
yeah.
Yeah, that I find that's a common thing that when we've been in pain for a long time, people often wake up and kind of scan their bodies and check to see where does it hurt, how much does it hurt, and then we start thinking, how are we going to get through the day? So the fact that it wasn't kind of on your mind anymore, but you were still shuffling, it's kind of funny. So you woke up, I guess, and realized you didn't need to do that anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. So I remember on the last session of our course, you were sitting in this beautiful location with palm trees and the ocean behind you. So I believe right now that you're on vacation. Is that right?
I am still on vacation, yes, and we're on vacation for another 3 or 4 days. But yeah, I'm still here in Barbados.
Tell us the story about how you got there, because I remember you WhatsApped. We had a group and you were WhatsApping about packing and being nervous about flying. So what
Yeah.
changed about that?
Yeah, so in the last, I would say 6 or 7 years, I have been really nervous about flying. And the last time I flew, just pre-COVID, I asked my doctor for something. And so she gave me these little tiny blue pills. I think they're called Valium. And um, and so, you put it under your tongue and you're all relaxed and whatnot.
Mhm.
And so I have felt like I needed to do that. And this time, I brought them with me. They were in my purse, and I just felt like I didn't need it. I didn't need to take the Valium, because I kept saying to myself, well, you're creating that. That's the story you're telling yourself, and that's not your experience. You're safe, you're fine. Um, your reality is that stories in your head. So um, I didn't take them. And I
Wow.
don't plan to take on my flight home on Thursday either.
Yay! Oh gosh, that makes me feel so good. I mean, if people need that stuff, then they need it. But when you get to see that you don't need it and that you're safe, I think so much of our chronic pain comes from this constant like fight or flight response being activated. And then when we're in that nervous state, then everything seems to be difficult. Like you said, like flying. It's funny, I've never had a fear of like planes crashing, but I used to get my fear of flying was checking in at the airport. I would check my passport 100 times. I'd be like standing in line thinking, what if they've forgotten about me? What if I'm not in the computer? What if they don't have, there's not a seat for me? What will I do? It's still anxiety, whatever, the content of our anxious thinking is. So the fact that you're able to see through that and see that it's just a story, I mean, that really is freedom. That's how we get to be free of the heaviness of that kind of thinking. And our nervous system calms down. So it makes perfect sense to me that as well as your pain going away, that other things like, anxieties or phobias, like fear of flying would get better also, because it's all happening with the same mind. And we're using our five senses for all of those experiences. And as you understand, how it works, like we were talking about on the course, like, of course, why wouldn't it start getting better? All of it. So, I mean, that was amazing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So, great. Well, I'm so glad I caught you whilst you were still on your vacation. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the visit in Barbados, right?
Barbados, yeah.
Yeah, how nice. So enjoy your holiday and a safe trip home, and be in touch, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Okay, thanks so much. Bye-bye.